KUGAN CASSIUS. Do you know what I'm talking about? Cramped up in the back of your motors.
No, it's alright.
Is this cramped up or not?
It is cramped up.
People think I'm like, you know what I mean?
I'm just confused here whether I look at the camera or you when I'm talking.
Dunno.
You can't look at me.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's a bit uncomfortable to be honest with you. Like, alright, steady. I'll probably, you know.
Yeah, so listen, I'm basically holding the camera. So if I'm looking at the camera, or Eddie's looking at the camera, that's what's going on. Right, let's start with where we've just been, to Hull and back.
Are we carrying on from before, or is this a new?
We'll start now.
Alright, okay.
They won't ever get to see what we spoke about.
Okay.
Great turnout in Hull for Luke Campbell. You had a sort of idea of the sort of turnout for this sort of stuff from his homecoming from winning the gold, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's, I said in the BBC interview, it sounds a bit cheesy, but today gave me hope for British boxing. When you see that kind of turnout at press conferences and open workouts, young kids getting in the ring with Luke, him taking them on the pads, I mean, great scenes. Luke is the perfect role model, in my opinion. Not only is he hugely talented, you know, he's driven, he's hard-working, he's determined. You know, you're talking about a kid who lost, I think, his first 3 or 4 amateur fights and went on to be the most successful amateur ever in the UK, and of course Olympic gold medalist. So excited about his journey, so excited about the whole show in Hull, you know, top to bottom, and another big name announced on Monday for that show as well.
Really?
Yeah.
What, a new signing or another one of yours?
It's actually, blimey, Dal.
Going for it, yeah? Easy, look.
Yeah, not one of our fighters, no. Another promoter's fighter who we're going to be working with, putting him on our show.
One of Frank Warren's fighters?
No.
Hennessy?
No.
Maloney?
No. It's a Golden Boy fighter.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know.
Oh, do you?
Well, I think we can work it out.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Alright, I won't say it because I've got something wrong.
No, I don't think it's who you think it is.
Okay.
But we'll check.
Derry Matthews and Tommy Cole have been going at it on Twitter, and it sort of spilled over into the press conference. Not helped, my head, by Jamie Moore and Dave Caldwell.
That was good there, I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
because they were mates and they started bickering amongst each other.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
You know, you actually, these days you don't really see a lot of that at press conference anymore. You see a lot of respect, which is great for the sport. But actually, when you see it like today, as a promoter, it don't half help sell a fight, you know, and also it's great to watch. And I'm really, really looking forward to Derry Matthews against Tommy Coyle. You know, Derry Matthews, I think, is the favourite to win the fight, but Tommy Coyle is fighting, you know, in front of thousands and thousands of people at a stadium event. He's got the whole city behind him. I don't know whether he's going to explode under the pressure, thrive on the pressure. It's going to be an electric fight, that one. I can't wait.
The return of Kell Brook as well. I mean, talking to Kell Brook, he said he fell out of love with boxing, which you can understand because of everything that's happened. But it's through no fault of his own, is it? It's not through his talent that he didn't get the world title shot or anything. It's through injury. So it must be frustrating for him to fall back down the pecking order.
Yeah, he's not really down the pecking order. He's still mandatory, but he's got to wait for the next one.
Yeah.
So we can't just sit around.
I mean, amongst talks about welterweights.
Yeah, but that's all right. Listen, it's life, isn't it? And I said to him, you've got to pick yourself up and you've got to go again. You're 29-0. You're 26 years old, 27 years old. You're, in my opinion, one of the most talented boxers in the world. Life isn't that bad. You've got a contract with Sky Sports. You can fight whenever you want. It could be worse. You know, and he's picked himself up and he's looking great. I mean, when you see him on the pads, you see how special he is. You know what I mean? I mean, he's a phenomenal talent. And I can't wait for him to rematch Carson Jones. I think it's the perfect fight for him. You know, he could have come back and had an easier little 10-rounder, but I think you're going to see Kell Brook unleash the venom on July the 13th and the frustration of the last few months, because it has been difficult for him. And there were times when, you know, talk about losing him to the sport, but there were times when I knew that he'd virtually mentally given up. And you have to talk to him, you have to try and, you know, make him realise what a fortunate position they're in and realise how much talent they've got. And to lose Kell Brook from the sport of boxing would be a disaster. So I'm delighted he's back. We want to get in there, do a job on Carson Jones, and then September, looking like September the 21st, go and headline a big fight at Sheffield Arena.
When I spoke to him as well, I mentioned some comments that when I interviewed Amir Khan a month ago, that he said that if it was a world title shot, regardless of the injury, that he Brook should have fought anyway, more or less. So
he could hardly walk. I mean, he's got a double stress fracture in his foot. If you can't walk, you can't run, you can't spar, you can't even bounce on your feet. How are you going to make the weight?
yeah.
I mean, Kel struggles at the weight anyway. You know, he's a big welterweight, as I've said before. Even the people still tell me Kell Brook's not a big welterweight. Have you seen the size of Kell Brook?
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen his arms, have you seen his legs? He's a massive welterweight. Blimey, Dal, steady. God, he could have made that one. But you know, we won't talk about Amir Khan. I mean, look, we got to make some noise before we start talking about Amir Khan again. You know, Kel's got to go and do a job on Carson Jones, have a big fight in September. Then we can start talking about Amir Khan again. But for now, we've got to get back on the horse.
Okay. There's a couple of people have asked me to ask you this actually, and I wanted to know your response to it, to be honest. What's the difference between Carl Frampton's deal with Frank Warren and your deal with David Haye?
Well, people talk about co-promoting.
Yes.
Right, totally different. Number one, I've been with Carl Frampton since pretty much the start.
Yeah.
And David Haye came to me, and Adam Booth came to me towards the end of their career to co-promote them. So, but the main reason is David Haye is probably one of the biggest fighters in the world. He's a box office superstar. He's an undisputed former world champion, cruiserweight and heavyweight. That is the difference. And, you know, in answer to your question, when I've promoted someone from the start and I want an association with someone who I don't believe is a promoter and I don't believe will justify his position or it may affect my work, then I'm not interested.
Can you see why some people would question that?
Not really. The only person that's questioned it is pretty much Frank Warren. So David Haye's a massive global superstar, you know, and I was asked to be involved in his career. That's an honour, you know. But I know the way I was going with Carl Frampton. I know the great job that I was doing with Carl Frampton, and I didn't want someone involved who was not in my league in terms of doing that. So, and you know what it comes down to? It comes down to job satisfaction. It comes down to what I want to be a part of, and if I can't do my job properly, I'm not interested. You know what I mean? It's not all about the money. I want to enjoy the people I work with. How many times did I speak to Carl Frampton personally since I looked after him? You could count them on that. How many times do I speak to Carl Froch? You can count them on that a day. Do you know what I'm saying? And there comes a point where, you know, I want to enjoy what I'm doing. I want to live the journey with the fighter. I don't want to have to deal through a manager, you know, all the time. I want to have a relationship with my clients, and you know, that chapter's finished now.
I want to talk about the offer made by Frank Warren for Carl Frampton to fight Scott Quigg for reported £200,000.
Yeah.
Was that offer made? Yes.
By fax, yeah.
Yes. And declined that offer. Is that true?
Declined that offer, and I spoke to Andy Ayling, and I said that fight is coming around too soon. The reason it's coming around too soon is Scott Quigg has a fight for the WBA world title. So if we fight Carl Frampton, we can't fight for the WBA world title. Scott is the interim world champion, and he's been ordered to fight Salinas, the number 2 in the rankings, for the world title. So and obviously the spin was, oh, he's not ready, it's not till September. Not the case. I said it was too soon for that fight because we've got a world title shot.
Okay. Was the money right?
No, not really. I mean, it depends what platform the fight's on. The money's not, you know, money's always important, but it's timing more than anything. And trust me when I say Scott Quigg will fight Carl Frampton tomorrow, and trust me when I say Carl Frampton will fight Scott Quigg tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? I've been around both of them. I know. Now, what I also know is that the Scott Quigg fight, when I was involved in the Carl Frampton fight camp, was not on the horizon at all, or even particularly being mentioned about. It was all about trying to fight for the IBF world title. That was the plan.
Yeah.
Scott Quigg can come when we've got a world title. That was always what we discussed. So, you know, look, you've got to realise that they need the hype. You know, they haven't got the platform, you know, to create the hype, so therefore they've got to do a lot of talking. And, you know, these offers, there's a lot of offers get bandied about, and, you know, sometimes people make offers because they know the fight's not going to happen. So.
Do you do that?
No, I've never. I don't really make offers unless I'm serious, and you know, we make offers to fighters, but I don't tell people about it.
So
I don't take faxes and emails to interviews and say, look, there it is. If you don't believe me,
Why
the other thing you've got to understand, KUGAN, is when I get these offers, the first thing I do is I speak to my clients, right? So I'll phone up Scott Quigg and I'll say, Frank Warren has made an offer for this. Or if he makes an offer for Nathan Cleverley to fight Carl Froch, I'll phone Carl Froch and I'll say, Frank Warren has made an offer to do this. Now, I won't always tell you the reaction, but sometimes, you know, fighters don't want to work with certain promoters, or fighters, you know, want to stay with their existing route, or, you know, there's a lot of factors to take into consideration. It's not just will you fight him, it's a lot of other things that come with it.
Right, you just said there that whoever promoters
it's
would...
not just promoters.
No, not that, but they would make an offer with, because they know that you basically don't want to take the fight. What is the purpose of that?
For hype. Yeah. Oh, Eddie Hearn's turned down 200 grand for Scott Quigg to fight Carl Frampton. Can you believe it? You know, at the end of the day, that's what, you know, that's what some people have got to make noise. You know, what was it say that it's often the weakest person in the room makes the most noise? Is that the quote? Sometimes I get these quotes wrong. The weakest person in the room is the loudest.
The quietest.
Yeah.
Something to do with that.
Not quite got that one right.
If you know on Twitter, let us know. What was the situation regarding the offer for Carl Froch to fight Nathan Cleverley? Because I know that there was something written in the Sun that was taken out, or they amended, or apologised.
No, didn't amend. The first thing you got to understand about that article is we made a complaint to the Sun. Yeah. The Sun immediately removed the article because we proved to them it was incorrect. So
what was stated? Can you just tell us what was actually stated in the article that was incorrect?
In the article, it said the offer was made at £172, 12 stone 4.
Yeah.
The offer was made at 12 stone 5. That might not mean a lot to people, a pound, but trust me, it does when in consideration of a catchweight fight. And also, it said that I came back within half an hour. I came back the next day, some 24 hours later, and I also said, if you want to make this fight at 168, let me know, and I will make you an offer. And I didn't hear back. So, but you know, we don't shout our mouth off with the truth. We let these people play these little games, these little hype games. They need to, you know.
Yeah, but surely you don't think that every offer that, say for example, Frank Warren makes is just for the benefit of creating hype? Surely there's some of these fights that they want to make happen.
I'm sure in his mind, at 12 stone 5, he believes Nathan Cleverley can beat Carl Froch. But KUGAN, what you've got to understand is, when I've stated again and again and again and again, Carl Froch will not box at catchweight. He will defend his super middleweight title at 168 pounds. He went in the ring against Mikhail Kessler at 12 stone 3. To box at 12 stone 5 and to face a man that will be a stone heavier than you on the night does not make sense. When I've said that, it's very easy to make the offer at 12 stone 5. If Nathan Cleverley wants to box at 12 stone, I'll make him an offer. I stated that in the email. But I never got a response. But you don't hear about all that sort of stuff. You just hear, and even Nathan, you hear him say, I'll fight him at 12 stone. Well, that's not the news we had. But listen, he's got a good fight now. You know, the Kovalev fight is a proper fight for Nathan Cleverley, and you know he's going to make a fortune out of that fight. It's on HBO, and it's a career, you know, not career-threatening fight, but it's certainly a risky fight. So again, for a risky fight, he's going to be on big money for that, and good luck to him. You know, that's a good fight. So,
is this a possible reason, for the same reasons as Cleverley, why Bernard Hopkins versus Carl Froch may not happen?
Yeah, we wouldn't take a fight. Rob McCracken would not take a fight at catchweight, and I've stated that again and again and again. We are the unified 12 stone super middleweight champion of the world. We will be defending our 12 stone super middleweight titles, not we'll box at 12 stone 5. You know what I mean? If anything, we might box at 11 stone 11 in a catchweight, with in a middleweight catchweight, middleweight, super middleweight catchweight. I mean, that's more likely. When you're talking about a guy who goes in at 12-3.
I heard that someone from the Frank Warren camp sent you a Box Nation t-shirt signed by Carl Frampton. Can you confirm this?
I can confirm that.
Was it true you got that?
Yes.
And what did you think about that?
They've got too much time on their hands, as always.
It's a little bit funny though.
It's quite fun. I mean, look, I put a lot of time and effort into Carl Frampton, so they sent me a t-shirt with his signature on to remember him by. It's all right. I was going to send them a pair of Ricky Burns' pants, or a Tony Bellew sock, or a George Groves hat, or a Lee Selby jockstrap. But I ain't got time.
Are you still a bit sick over that?
Over what?
Frampton leaving you?
Not really. Look, you got to understand. I smell things from a mile off, right? I knew I was going to always have this problem with Carl Frampton. So, again, it goes back to what I said. How many times did I speak to Carl Frampton since we promoted him? Not even half a dozen, right? I dealt through Barry McGuigan. I dealt through a man who wanted to be Carl Frampton's promoter. I saw an article from Barry the other day saying it's not a co-promotional deal. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
I am the sole promoter. So he got his wish, and I don't, honestly wish them the very best of luck. I really do. Because my job now is to, in the super bantamweight division, is Scott Quigg, and we'll see what kind of job I can do for him. But I always knew the situation. It was never a surprise to me. And like I said, after the Martinez fight, I knew which route they'd try and go. So it's just fine. It's, I didn't have much of a personal relationship with Carl Frampton, so, and that's probably why the situation evolved. Because I've seen some stuff from Carl Frampton saying that it would take me weeks or months to get back to them. Absolute rubbish. But I never spoke to Carl Frampton. I always spoke to Barry McGuigan, so I don't know what was relayed back. And again, I paid Barry McGuigan Carl's purse for the Kiko Martinez fight to Barry McGuigan, and it was a huge purse for a defence of for a challenge, of a European title. So I felt we did a good job. I felt we gave him a great platform. Again, he always wanted a fight-by-fight deal, so therefore maybe we won't make as much fuss of him as we would of someone who's committed their long-term future to Matchroom. But I think, like I said 100 times before, Carl Frampton is a brilliant fighter. We had some great nights. I loved going to Belfast. I loved putting on the shows out there. The atmosphere was brilliant, and I think he's going to go a long way in the sport. I do. I think Carl Frampton could be a world champion. Nothing's changed in that respect.
What have you done to Tyson Fury?
I don't know.
He doesn't seem to be your
He called me a
biggest
tit
fan.
the other day. And do you know what it was? I was really complimentary about Tyson Fury in the paper. I said, he's a great personality. Sometimes he goes a bit OTT, but generally he's good for the sport. Character. He's only young. He's a great fighter. He's 23 or something like that, And then he called me a tit.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it wasn't his point. Why are you getting involved in talks about Hay and Fury?
No, I was asked in an interview the situation with the Hay Fury fight, and I said it's close, but it's not done yet. I also said my role is more, as a co-promoter with Haymaker on the commercial side.
If it went on Sky?
No, on the commercial side. So, I'll deal with looking at.
So if this fight was on Channel 5, for example, prime time, what would your involvement be in that?
I'm co-promoter with Haymaker. Right. So, but for me, obviously, I'd want the fight to be on Sky. And but I'm sure all the opportunities will be explored, and the most lucrative will be taken, which in my opinion is the Sky Sport platform. So I was asked to comment about the fight, and I said I believe it's close, but it's not happened yet, but I think it'll happen. And he said you can keep your nose out, but all the negotiations take place between Adam Booth and Mick Hennessy. I know what's happening, but I'm not involved in the negotiations.
Well, okay. Well, if we ever speak to Tyson Fury again, I'll make sure I ask him.
I like Tyson Fury. You can tell him I like him. My dad had a pop at him. I was going to give him some stick back, but it's like never ending, isn't it?
But if we get
I don't get offended by stick on Twitter like some people.
What are you on about?
You're unbelievable. I saw you again the other day. KUGAN, you're this. Oh, why are you saying that?
I didn't say why I was saying that. I called him a
You bite though, didn't you?
No, I'll just tell him. Listen, do you know what? This is what aggravates me. They give it. Hold on. They give it to you. Then you call them that word, and it's like, whoa. I'm like, all right, mate. It's only a bit of banter. I go, well, this is my banter, right? That's my banter.
It's great banter.
Well, it is banter. I don't care. And
great
it's a
having
killer.
a pint with you.
Well, let's just talk about your upcoming shows now. Obviously, we've got Bolton next week, 29th, which you've, to be fair, Ed, David A pulling out that fight with Manuel Char, you've actually done well to sort of resurrect that build.
Thanks, mate. It means a lot.
No, but you have, because I thought to myself, where are you going to go with this now? Because, like, yes,
well, look,
we've got Connor and Reece.
really feel as
what
though,
else have we got?
I really feel that's a strong card.
It is a strong card.
Connor against Reece, I think is a great fight. Smith against Dodson for the British title is a great fight. Scott Quigg now coming back in a fight. Brian Rose fighting on the bill. Tom Stalker, Eric Ocheng. I'm really pleased with the bill itself. And obviously you've got Macklin v Golovkin straight after on Sky. So it's a big night of boxing. A big finish for us. Three big shows on the spin. So you've got prize fight of the week after with real great lineup, exciting lineup, a lot of big ticket sellers on the show, and the return of Kevin Mitchell, and then the whole card. So I'm pleased with the finish, which will effectively be our first year.
I'm going to be at 2 out of your last 3 shows.
Why not 3?
Because I won't be there at prize fight.
Oh, you're going David Price fight?
Yeah.
Oh, Cougie, we're going to fall out.
Nah, because I didn't go to David's first fight with Tony Thompson. James went, so
James is doing our show?
James coming to your show, and I'm going to go to Liverpool, so it is what it is, isn't it? What about that? It is what it is, isn't it? Did you watch Ringside on Thursday?
Yes.
Did you watch the last third?
With you on it?
Yes, with
I
me.
thought you were alright.
Be honest.
I thought you were very upright. You kept doing this with your hands.
It's like Gareth
you were
Bale,
like trying to, I thought you spoke well. It's caused a little bit of a ruckus, hasn't it? Have you noticed between the online journos? Because boxing scene didn't get a mention, and BoxRec didn't get a mention, and well, but So do you feel as though you've fallen out with the media? Because a lot of people lately have said you've got arrogant and you're trying to carve out a little mini celebrity role for yourself. I've noticed in this particular clip, the camera's been on you more than it's actually been on me.
I'm holding it up, can I? Look, I'm trying to hold it and trying to get you in it as well.
A lot of people are saying, I spoke to some journos in the week, they said,
what one? Name them.
He loves the sound of his own voice.
Yeah, that's true.
He likes to be on camera.
I love to be on camera. True. Guilty. What else you got for me, big boy? What else you got?
But to be honest with you, I think you deserve it. I think there's a lot of people who work very hard at boxing journalism. Let me finish.
Go on.
But at the end of the day, look, it's Saturday today, right? We all work all week, and we were up at 7 o'clock this morning to go to Hull. 4 hours in the car there, 4 hours on the way back.
And I got in at 5.
Yeah, but that's another story, isn't it? Which you ain't going to talk about. but the thing is it is commitment from a lot of people, and it's not just you. It is World Boxing News, it is BoxRec, it is Boxing Scene, all these, there's a lot of people that put a lot of time and effort into the sport because they love it. And that's why we're in this car now. No passion, no point. And we've all got passion for what we do, whether it's being a promoter, whether it's being a reporter, whether it's I Film London, you've got passion for what you do. And without passion and drive, you don't get out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
So all those people should be.
Do you know what? All those people, because people like Phil DJ from World Boxing News, who from day one has always supported us and put out our stuff, and which all helps. All the people that sort of take our stuff and use it, that all helps for people to watch. So listen, we don't think we're better than anyone else. We're just doing our thing. If it's different from anyone else's, so be it. So if anyone is saying things like arrogant and things, I ain't arrogant. I ain't arrogant, Eddie. But
you have changed.
Yeah, but this is going to happen just through me getting older.
Superstar status.
Yeah, but you're the nearest thing to a celebrity promoter there is. Would you agree?
There's no such thing as a celebrity.
Yeah, but if there
promoter.
was a celebrity promoter, it would be you, wouldn't it? Be honest, it would be you. Just work with me a little bit on that one.
Nah, not at all.
No?
Although I was the highest ranked promoter on the power list
What power list?
on Boxing News.
Oh, well, I see that. That's
Yeah.
it. You were number 13.
Was.
And where were you last year?
17.
And who specifically in Boxing News comes up with that? Tris?
No, I think it's a panel.
Right.
Independent panel.
So where would you like to be in that list next year?
I guess being in, the power list doesn't really mean a row of beans, but it is quite nice to see. I look at people in that power list and I think, wow, there are people who've been around the sport a long, long time. People I remember half growing up with. Being around my dad's scene operating. And obviously you've got a lot of high-profile broadcast chiefs and stuff like that in there. So, like I always say to you, Quigg, I've got loads to learn. I'm just starting out in this game, but I think I've made a good impression in the first couple of years, and we got a long way to go. We've both got a long way to go.
Yeah, I know, but
do you feel as though? Where do you feel you are on the power list in terms of boxing journalism? That's quite top 50 of the power list of boxing journalism.
So, does that mean who's got most influence within that industry? Power and influence, yeah? I don't really think...
Top 50.
I don't think we've got...
Writers or anyone involved in reporting the news. Top 50 power players in the world. KUGAN, CASSIUS.
Where are you?
Number?
3, 4.
I would say I'd rank you in the top 50, and I'd say you're like early 40s.
Would you
back
say
in the first. I would say you're.
Let me ask you one question. Would you say that I film, or me, James, or whatever, us, we have the certain power to sort of maybe push things and make things happen?
Yes, I would. But you're a great platform to get our voice across to the fans, especially the hardcore fans, and that's why promoters like to have you at shows. That's why we like to do stuff together. Now I've noticed other promoters trying to do more stuff with you, and you're a great platform. That's why like our internet guys will say, "Oh, why are you doing your questions and answers with KUGAN? We could do one, but you've got the bigger platform." Do you know what I mean? You've got that influential, credible channel that is a source of news and information for boxing fans.
Plus, everyone's obsessed with me and you as a double act.
Well,
that's true.
More you.
No, you. You've got 80,000 followers.
You.
I like that thing.
You.
I like that thing where it had all the Twitter followers on the power list as well.
Oh, is that, yeah.
That's quite good, isn't it? I mean, you're nowhere near someone like Oscar De La Hoya.
No,
It's like 500,000 or whatever. All right, well, listen, just a quick word. Darren Parker, how's he? Everything all right?
Great, Darren's looking fantastic. There's a real buzz down at Sims's gym at the moment. Kevin Mitchell's down there training, Luke Campbell was there in the week, the Go-Go was there sparring with Ryder. Everything's flying across Matchroom. Really looking forward to this big finish this season and already planning some huge shows. We announced Ricky Burns next week, September the 7th, he'll be back. Got a huge show planned for the 21st of September. No. Although
everyone knows.
But it's not confirmed, it's not done yet. So but it's looking like Beltran. Planning a huge show on September the 21st. And 2 in October, 2 in November. Really excited about the new season.
By the way, when's your Christmas show? Because I usually go away at Christmas.
I think Carl Froch will fight at the end of November or the first week of December, and that'll be our last show of the year.
Right, okay. Yeah, I want to plan the holiday, end of the year holiday away.
Where are you going to go?
I might go to Dubai.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Are you well known? Are you as big a celebrity out there as you are over here?
Probably not.
Do you get many followers from Dubai?
No, I just fancy Dubai. She wants to go to Dubai, I know.
Mrs. The old girl.
The old girl indoors wants to go.
You've got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, you like slipping off every now and again, don't you? And just getting away and stuff.
Well, I like to go on holiday, I like to get a bit of sun. The summer's been terrible now. I was in New York.
Yeah, why were you in New York? It's like, I rang you and you was like at the airport, and you went, oh, I'm just at the airport. So where are you going? You went, I'm going to New York. I went, why? You went, no, just a bit of business. Well, what's that?
A bit of business. I was there for not even 36 hours.
Yeah, but who the fuck goes there for 36 hours unless it's saying like...
Well, it was important. I had a meeting with HBO and some broadcasters about Carl Froch, about Ricky Burns, about Brook, about Tony Bellew. I had a meeting with Bob Arum. I had a meeting with other...
Big Bob Arum?
Yeah, do you know what? It was the first time I met Bob Arum. Old man's known him for a long time. Sat down, had a great interview. It was a joy to meet Bob Arum. Very...
I've met him a couple of times.
Yeah, smooth. I enjoyed it.
Has he heard of you though?
Of course he's heard of me.
No, tell the truth.
Barry Hearn's son.
No, but your old man.
Yeah, he has. I mean, look, obviously our Sky deal it's gone around the news, done the news in America, and I don't know how these old school promoters look at me and probably think, who's this plump?
No, a bit of a rookie.
Rookie, yeah, but I'm a rookie, and they definitely know more than me, don't they? But you've got to match the knowledge with the passion and the drive and the cojones.
So you just had conversations about your fighters, HBO.
Yeah, the main meeting was HBO talking about Froch. The opponents who they'd like to see him fight, who we'd like to see him fight. Talking of Burns, I mean, obviously Aaron was tying up Burns Beltran and a few other bits of business. Looking at Burns on HBO. And
did you go and talk about this thing you're talking about with Golden Boy, about someone fighting on the bill?
No, it's been going on a while now. I mean, stuff with Golden Boy is, we're just talking to them about exchanging some spots for one of their fighters and one of our fighters. So some of our fighters will fight on their bill and vice versa in the UK. So it makes sense for everyone.
Is there any new signings?
No, not really. We're not going to sign any more fighters.
Really?
Obviously, we've got Scott Quigg. We've got one more fighter that I hope to sign in the next 2-3 weeks.
Joshua?
We're talking to Anthony Joshua, as I'm sure a lot of people are. I don't know what's going to happen there. But I think we're maxing out now. Hopefully we can get some more dates from Sky. And
do you want me to have a word
get
about
some more? Yeah, if you could, because I know you're quite tight now. Obviously after that ringside episode.
No, I've known Adam for a few years before.
Yeah, you go back a long way, don't you?
We actually do, actually.
Yeah.
I knew Adam before I filmed. So.
Really?
Really? Yeah.
Is that true?
100%.
Well, from where?
From
my
day.
Because you were Ricky Hatton's security guard. #bag carrier.
I didn't carry none of his bags.
I carry Froch's bags.
You
Always
love Froch.
I do love Froch.
No, but you publicly say Froch is your favourite fighter. You've got a stable of about 30 fighters. Who's your friends? Who's your favourite? Froch.
Well, he is. He's the undisputed. He's a legend, isn't he? Fight anyone.
Listen, God forbid, I hope Carl Froch remains unbeaten until he retires. But I'll ask you if he does ever lose, I will ask you the same thing.
Right.
And watch you swing to Brook.
What's the same thing?
I'll ask you
Who's my
something.
favourite fighter?
Yeah.
Brook. Ricky Burns. At the moment, he's the man, isn't he? So he's definitely my favourite fighter at the moment. But I do carry his bags. If we're flying somewhere and he's got a bag and he's in training, and I always say, give me that, and carry his bags. That's called respect for those who achieve more than me.
Do you think, some people say Froch is like a bit cocky and arrogant and that, but I don't know, I just watch him and I take note. I think he's one of these people you're listening to and you're just taking note of everything he's actually saying. I don't really...
Sometimes he comes across like that, but you know him. He's not like that at all. He's actually hilarious.
He is funny.
But
why does everyone, apart from matchroom people, insist on calling him Carl Froch?
I don't know.
You wonder? Is it on purpose?
I think the Gale calls him that, doesn't he?
Yeah, James does.
Yeah.
But I've heard other people as well just refer to as Carl Froch.
Yeah.
It's Froch, isn't it? Froch.
Yeah, you wouldn't really spell it Froch, because it would be Frock, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Can't help you on that one, old boy.
Okay. All right, and
we're due a little stop, aren't we?
Yeah, you're going to stop, Dal?
Yeah,
you've gone past about 8 services.
Bottle of water, Haribo's, pickled onion monster munch.
Haribo's?
Do you know what I like? It's controversial. Salt and vinegar squares.
Why?
I don't know, I just... And salt and vinegar
You look
discos.
like a frazzle man.
And
are you a frazzle man?
No, my knick-knack's nice and spicy. You could throw in a cheeky scampi lemon as well.
Oh, scampi lemon, yeah, scampi lemons are the ones.
That's the one, Dale. Scampi lemon and Haribo's, please.
We're going to a pub though, are we?
Scampi lemon. Do you know what I think are terrible? Frazzles.
What? I just said about Frazzles.
Oh, but they're terrible.
Why?
Horrible crisps.
Why are you making Frazzles off?
Wheat crunchies are nice.
What ones though? Bacon ones?
Or spicy tomato. Do you know what I haven't had? The flaming hot monster munch. Because when I put a tweet out about the roast beef.
No, it's roast beef.
Dale's nodding his head.
What are you saying, Dale?
Flaming hot.
Flaming hot.
I don't like the flaming hot. Roast beef, yes.
Roast beef one, didn't they?
How hot is the flaming hot?
It's not that hot. It's like a
medium Nando's.
Not even as hot as that. You spend a lot of time in Nando's, don't you?
I also spend a lot of time eating. I love Nando's. Do you know some things that I like? Is it still on?
Yes.
Do you know some things that I like as you get older? I like a lovely, comfortable pair of pants.
Yeah, you told me.
Like nice.
You told me this when we were somewhere.
And socks. Nice quality socks. And a nice shower.
So that's
it's funny as you get older though, isn't it? How things, they're the things that really make me happy now. It used to be going out with my mates and having a few beers, and
now it's all about pants.
It's all about pants and showers. Two things that you should probably take for granted.
So, do you welcome people to send you in pairs of pants?
Pairs of pants.
Worn.
I don't want any more t-shirts signed by my former fighters. I want pants.
What did you do with that t-shirt?
I walked into my office, I saw a package and it said Broxbourne, Hertfordshire, or wherever it was, and I looked at it, I thought, that's something from Andy Ayling or Francis Warren. And I opened it up and it was a signed Carl Frampton t-shirt. So,
I did find it funny.
Didn't Francis Warren ask you to ask me about it?
Francis Warren told me about it, and I told him, well, I'm going to ask him about it. He didn't tell me to ask him about it. He told me about it. I told him I was going to ask him about it. I did find it quite a little bit funny. Do you know my interview with Frank the other day?
Yeah.
A couple of people said, you was proper mugging Eddie off in the interview. Oh, I didn't realise I was.
I told you about this the other day. The difference between me and you haven't got the arsehole to ask Frank what you know people want to ask him. And it's different because Frank is like, where he's been around a long time, you're very respectful to Frank and very cautious of what you say. With me, you just go at it and you just ask me anything you want. You try and put me on the spot, you try and rattle me, you try and get on my nose. Whereas with him, you don't, you just play it safe because you're petrified of getting banned from his press conferences.
I don't think Frank could bar me from press conferences.
I think he would in a heartbeat.
I don't think he would.
Anyway, you don't really ask him any proper questions.
No, I think sometimes I do.
You know you don't, because you half admitted it to me the other day. You knew what I was talking about.
But Frank watched our interview, and he questioned me about you saying that I slagged them off all the time. Now,
it's an honour that he watches my interviews.
Yeah, but see, I didn't really bite to your comment about that because you talk a lot of shit. You still tell people you pay us £500 a week.
I can't believe you're still getting on about that. Do you
know
really
what?
want people
Listen,
not to know? Like,
do you know what? Right, listen, this will tell you the truth of whatever he does. I'm willing to say now, I'm willing to sacrifice my £500 a week for the next 3 months. Eddie puts me on a flight to New York for Barker and Gill. If you don't see me on a flight to Barker and Gill, it's because I haven't got the money to go. So that will tell you the story. Over to Eddie Hearn.
I haven't got a clue what you just said then.
Well,
nothing made sense.
Just put me on a flight, please.
But I probably will put you on a flight.
Alright, I'm there then.
Yeah.
If you're going to put me on that flight, I'm there in New York, Atlantic City.
I might do something. I was thinking this the other day. I'd like to do a Twitter competition of a lifetime. Something like flights to New York and then drive down with us to Atlantic City. Right? Ringside seats, a couple of nights in a hotel, just for one fan.
I'd apply for that. I'd apply for that. Me and James both apply for that.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. You should do it. Because you've got plenty of fucking money, so do it. Why not? Listen, cost you about what?
£2,000.
I was going to say £5,000.
£5,000?
You've got to give them spending money. You've got to give them spending money. You've got to give them a little bit.
Spending money? It's Atlantic City.
There's nothing.
All you need is a couple of baguettes and a Red Bull.
What are you doing then?
I've just come up with the idea. Give me a chance.
No, but we could do it. Yeah, we could do this.
Well, we can. We can. So you're involved now. So you're going to take the credit.
No, I don't want to take the credit, but I'll help you plug it and promote it. Right, listen, fast car.
Yes.
Sign us out.
Okay.
Where are you stopping? Oh, Dal.
Services.
Half a mile.
Flaming hot.
Get it on there. Right, go on.
This is Eddie, Fast Car, Hearn, and KUGAN, Ringside Cassius, signing you out in the back of the car Saturday afternoon, up and down the M1, and get ready for a big end to the season. Thanks for all your support. Catch you soon.
Do you know how honoured I am to be on Ringside?
You loved it. Even your new Twitter picture is you on Ringside. That you've taken a photo of the screen. It was big for you, wasn't
Charles Lawrence, Adam Smith, Johnny Nelson, Ross
big for you,
Thompson,
wasn't it?
Jenkins.
Was it your crowning moment
it's
of
great.
life, or no? What about the SO station?
Yeah.
It's not going there. What's that? Jet.
This is Moody
No
Services.
flaming knots in jets.
Moody Services.
It's all about the frazzles in jets.
But
Are you sure about
it
this?
was an honour, Ed. Just in closing.
I know it was. You've done well.
It's alright. Weren't allowed to wear tracksuit, by the way. Branding issues.
Was it?
Logo issues.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have worn one anyway.
Jeff Powell totally mugged you off with the attire, didn't he? He was sartorial elegance.
Yeah, but Jeff Powell, no disrespect, Jeff's about 141.
Oh.
Where are we going in there?
Yeah, in there.
No, I'm only joking, Jeff. Jeff I don't think watches our videos anyway. But if you
No,
are
he
Jeff,
definitely don't.
you're
I'm
only
sure he's got a
about
computer.
Jeff. You're only about 41.
Jeff Powell's a top man.
Yeah. And
Been around a long time. I like Trish. Yeah, he's very knowledgeable.
All right.
He's quite funny actually, Trish.
Trish is, yeah. Got some arms on him, the mush and all.
Right.
This is
Let's
the
get the
worst
flaming
services ever. Right, KUGAN, Cassius, Eddie Hearn, we're out. Oh, by the way, that's Dal.
Oh yeah.
Just so you know, by the way, he's been driving. Thanks, Dal.